The 2010s offered a lot to gamers. From new franchises that have gone on to be industry leaders of their own, to reinventions of decades-old series that benefited greatly from a foundational shakeup. While a number of games that are still major forces in the industry today are absent from this list, such as League of Legends and Minecraft, such titles were omitted because they launched last decade. And this list employs a strict 2010 onward rule for its entries. Hello, and welcome back to Paco's Top 10s, where we will be providing you with the best top 10s and top 5s. So whether you're a speed demon, a motivation seeker, or even a cryptomaniac or travel addict, or if you're looking for some tech recommendations, we've got you covered. If you enjoy our videos, make sure to subscribe, like, and hit the bell to always be notified whenever we upload. Number 1. Dark Souls. Dark Souls is the ultimate challenge in a modern video game. Its brutal world serving as a true test of players' mettle. It's not all a masochistic wonderland, however, as there's also an intricate story woven into the experience, with pieces of lore scattered throughout, but the challenge is easily the most appealing part of the game. In fact, ever since Dark Souls launched in 2011, difficulty in games has been described in 4 ways: easy, normal, hard, and Dark Souls. No game has become so intertwined with gaming difficulty, and with good reason. This hellish title will test every one of the player's faculties throughout the adventure. Number 2. Batman Arkham City. Retaining the combat flow and emphasis on gadgets that made Batman Arkham Asylum such a success 2 years earlier, Rocksteady's Arkham City creates a larger canvas for players to truly feel like the Dark Knight and explore Gotham City from its rooftops to alleyways. Arkham City has an original sprawling story that employs the majority of Batman's rogues gallery in the main narrative, and engage in side missions. Plus, the familiar voice talents of Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill as Batman and the Joker, and designs that blend comic book costumes with the more grounded look of Christopher Nolan's films, serve to create a game that feels like a union of everything that fans loved about Batman and his world at the top of the decade. Number 3. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. There will be plenty of debates about which game is the single best from the decade. Comment sections and message boards will rage with arguments for a variety of games, each with valid arguments. However, unless those arguments are talking about The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, they're going to fall short. This game has everything a video game fan could want: high action, exceptional writing, a fantastic story, wonderful voice acting, hundreds of hours of content, and the list goes on. When we look back on this decade a few years into the 2020s, there's no doubt that Wild Hunt will still be as revered. Number 4. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. There's a reason why Breath of the Wild is the best-selling Zelda game of all time, because it's simply one of the best games of all time. It's no easy feat to reboot a franchise, especially one that has been so beloved and iconic for nearly 4 decades. But with its stunning graphics, impressive attention to detail, and just the right amount of nostalgia, Breath of the Wild was a hit on all fronts when it debuted in 2017. Gameplay starts with Link waking up in the Shrine of Resurrection 100 years after the Hyrule Castle fell to Calamity Ganon. While Link has been snoozing, Zelda has been using her supernatural powers to seal Ganon in the castle, preventing him from overtaking all of Hyrule. Link must free 4 divine beasts from Ganon's control before facing off with the big bad supervillain himself. Aside from the main storyline, there are plenty of optional side quests to complete. But what keeps players active for hundreds of gameplay hours is the fun of exploring the open world. Not to mention that in said open world, the ability to climb anything and everything is groundbreaking. For what was probably the most anticipated Zelda title of all time, this one truly delivered. Number 5. God of War. God of War feels like a legacy sequel, as players return to Kratos a little older and a little wiser than the Greek demigod depicted in the previous games. Santa Monica Studios strips away the excess that God of War was known for, in order to tell an epic father and son story that tugs at the heartstrings while encouraging you to rip the heart out of your enemy's chests. The new mythology at its center, Norse instead of Greek, sets up a fascinating new narrative that ends up with a major ramification that makes the sequel one of the most anticipated games to come. And from a design standpoint, every character, model, and setting is a work of art. And this covers today's video. I'll see you all on Wednesday for a new upload.